Hello, this is Basin, a recording instrument from Dialogue Instruments. I'm going to walk you through the process of creating the layered texture that you just heard from a single guitar note. All right. So we have a note playing on track 1. Looks like I did actually record my track 2 too because I had recording enabled. So I'm just going to delete that. And I have this looping here. I'm going to just move the loop. Change the loop a little bit so it's closer to the onset of the note. And I'm going to store that as guitar note. I can use this button to go to the beginning and play it. I'm just going to keep this loop regions open right now. And while it's playing, I'm going over to the stereo here. I have free vary speed, changes the playback speed, the pitch changes with it, so it's like a vary speed on a tape machine with buttons for common ratios, low, really low, kind of low, regular, twice as fast. If I wanted to go backwards, I can use the direction button here. And while we have it playing backwards at 2x speed, I'm going to change the input on track 2 to be an internal input, and it's set to track 1. The record enable button becomes a live capture button, and I'm going to just start capturing here. Capture starts from the position wherever the playhead is when you begin capturing. So in this case, you can see where it is. That's fine. Oh, and then I put it back somewhere else. That's interesting. So now it's actually playing back at 2x here. So if I put it back to 1x, and we're playing. So now we're back to kind of real normal wall clock time forwards. But track 2 has the 2x speed reverse playing back here. It went double speed again. Let's try that actually. Put that onto track 3 just for fun. Curious what happens here. So that one did kind of start there. So one thing I notice here that might be, I caught a little blip at the beginning. Basin does not have clip trimming or anything. Kind of what you see is what you get. If you don't like that take, you can just delete it and we can try again. let's gonna start here, put this back to there, start live capturing, play. So the reason that it sounds even higher pitch now is because it captures what you hear is what gets captured, and the speed was playing at 2x, so when it goes back to that 2x, when the recording is finalized, it is placed into the canvas, and the track is playing back at 2x speed, so whatever's on the track gets played back twice as fast. So when you play it back at 1x speed, this is kind of what we were hearing. Cool. Maybe I've just created a smaller loop. I'm going to pick that loop up. I'm going to send a little bit of that to a delay. Got some of this going to the delay too, and put a little reverb on both of those things. I'm just going to get some of that onto the stereo mix deck. Stereo mix deck. This all be on the kind of same layer. I just want to hear just what I've captured on the mix deck. Can solo that. I'm just gonna do a little freeform jam recording here. I'm going to take both of those, zoom out a little bit, scooch this over. I think I need a lower drone. I don't want track 3. I don't want the attack of that either. Let's try that. Okay, something like that. I kind of like there's a little bit of overtone play happening there. Cool. I'm going to stack that up on here. You notice I'm kind of creating layers on the mix deck right now. I'm going to set the mix deck deck to merge overdub mode, so everything's playing at the same time. Might just get a little bit. I'm hearing a little bit of artifacting when I'm stopping the live capture. That's an issue. I'll gotta fix that. Let's see, I don't know if it will. I'm not sure if it will go into the. Yeah, so it's a seam at the reed head or something. It's not actually captured in the clip. So I've created a few more layers here. You can see here I'm just gonna grab those two layers and put them together. I want to maybe put a little bit of space in between these ones. That one's kind of in the middle there. Let's plop these on top. With this one, I'm gonna just capture a bit of this one onto track 2. Should be track 1. So get a little bit of weird. A little weird glitchiness. So I kind of like all those clips, the way they're stacked together. I might just, for fun, just try to pull one out. Cool. I'm going to select them and press C to crystallize those into a group now. They kind of act as a single entity. Getting a little wild. crystallize those and stick them on top here and just see what we got. Alright, that's a something. Alright, well, let's see. See if we could just got a little melody thing here. It's kind of a little crazy. So now, yeah, the delay is baked in on this one. So you can see some of the possibilities and some of the limitations. For creating kind of, in this case, a layered composition. This is just one. Remember, this is just this one guitar note. Yeah. So some of the limitations, once you've mixed something down onto the mix deck, these clips are at the volume they're going to be at. That's something I'm considering, if we should be able to manipulate that after the fact, or not. Is that a constraint that should stay a constraint, or is it limiting in a negative way? I'm not quite sure. Be curious to hear what anybody else thinks. In general, just what are some constraints that are limiting in a positive way, where the limit kind of inspires, or I don't want to say force, but the limits create space for creativity or choices that you wouldn't otherwise make. Let me know. And thanks for checking out Basin.